The feds are watching the Super Bowl very closely, Dirtboxes are flying over Disneyland, tour services aren't so secure, and neither are networking connections. All that coming up now on ThreatWire. Hello world, I'm Shannon Morse and this is ThreatWire for February 3rd, 2016, your summary of the threats to our security, privacy, and internet freedom. We're working our way towards creating an RSS for ThreatWire, and you can help by contributing to our Patreon at patreon.com/ThreatWire because every little bit helps. Now, who is excited for Super Bowl 50 this weekend on February 7th? Yay! It happens at Levi's Stadium in the San Francisco Bay Area. It's actually like 50 miles south, but they are still partying in San Francisco. 1 million people are expected to travel to the Bay Area for the Super Bowl. And with that, 60 federal, state, and local agencies will also be visiting by the way of surveillance. If you're in the Bay Area, which we actually are during the big game, chances are that you will be under the microscope of some kind of surveillance from agencies across the USA. According to the Department of Homeland Security, every Super Bowl is considered a special event assignment rating 1, with help from the DHS, the FBI, TSA, and the U.S. Secret Service, and many more scoping out the event. These agencies will be looking for any notable threats to the event, such as violent social media postings, traffic reports, phone tips, suspicious activity on security cameras, and a lot more. They will also be using license plate readers, which can tell location and date and time of a passing car, facial recognition technology, which isn't new, and cell phone surveillance such as Stingrays or fake cell phone towers used to track phones. Now, while the exact technology used isn't necessarily being discussed by officials, many of these are already in use by local law enforcement in the Bay Area. The task force will work together out of a joint operations center somewhere in Mountain View, which is 6 miles north of the stadium. There will be a no-fly zone for drones and planes near the stadium, as well as robots just hanging out just in case to disarm any weapons or bombs. Agencies will also have people in the stadium to keep an eye on attendees. At their operations center, notable threats will be processed with as many as 300,000 possible acts per day or more as the weekend draws near. While notable threats do happen at events and law enforcement is needed to keep an eye on the public and keep us safe from attacks, if you're not too keen on the whole idea of a 1984-esque surveillance, yeah, this best way to stay off their cameras is just to not go. I think it's vacation time, yeah! Apache is a web server used by many websites around the globe, and it turns out if they're relying on Tor to keep their service anonymous, they may be vulnerable to a sensitive information leak in the mod_status module found on Tor's services. Tor's hidden service, aka Onion, allows sites to be anonymous, so whistleblowers, dark web markets, and more use them. The mod status module creates a page that shows the admin sensitive information about the server, such as CPU usage, geographical information, and HTTP requests, which is kind of creepy. To check if your server has this issue, you can go over to your server's name.onion/server-status, and if you get a 404 or a 403, then you're fine. If not, and you actually receive information about your server, to fix the problem, an admin needs to disable the mod status module by using the sudo a2dismod status command in the shell. Prime numbers are one of the most important parts of encryption techniques. They can only be divisible by 1 or themselves, and as such is very, very hard to reverse engineer. When you use a non-prime number, it's very easy for an attacker to figure out the secret key to your encryption and thus snoop on your connection. SoCat is a powerful networking service used to fix bugs in networks and to transmit encrypted data, which uses the Diffie-Hellman protocol for encryption. Unfortunately, it's been using a non-prime 1024-bit number, which is proven to be easily cracked. A 2048-bit prime number will be included in an updated version of SoCat. An official with SoCat wrote on Monday that, quote, "Since there is no indication of how these parameters were chosen, the existence of a trapdoor that makes it possible for an eavesdropper to recover the shared secret from a key exchange that uses them cannot be ruled out." SoCat was most recently updated in January 2015 with a patch by Zhigang Wang introducing the non-prime number, but the possibility of a backdoor is yet to be determined. Lastly for today, more surveillance in California, specifically in Anaheim, which is home of Disneyland. The ACLU has obtained documents from the Anaheim Police Department detailing their use of Dirtboxes, which are basically Stingray devices mounted on aircraft, which they've owned since 2009. federal law enforcement agencies have to obtain warrants for Stingray and Dirtbox usage, but local law enforcement has not had to do this. So these products could have been used as much to their advantage as they see fit. California has passed a law in place with the same need for warrants, but that wasn't required until this year in January. The devices allow law enforcement to track location, unique IDs, and metadata of calls and texts made and received. They can also disrupt calls placed due to their strength. Now, obviously, you could just not carry a cell phone, but you can also use encrypted email, text, and call services to kind of limit the data collected. Thank you. Seriously, thank you for being our awesome bosses. We are ad-free and we are independent, so seriously, this show happens because you find it worthwhile and you make really great bosses. You make the show possible by contributing at patreon.com/ThreatWire, where we have been sharing lots and lots of extra content, including a monthly security video by Darren Kitchen. Now, if you are a Hush Puppy Perk patron, then we will feature your fur babies on the show, like Marco, the amazing military pup. Rest in peace, Marco. He's got an incredible story, so thank you so much to your man for sharing this photo. Now, we will be introducing an RSS feed and another episode once we hit our next goal, so check the link below for information on how to contribute. And you can find all of our episodes, our links to social networks, and other ways to contribute over at threatwire.net. With that, I am Shannon Morse. End of line.